Hello and welcome to the MRF Challenge coming to you from Chennai. It is the penultimate race of the day and it's the final race for the 1600s. And poleman is number 24, Sahil Shah. Now, he's been quick along with P2, Nayan Chatterjee, throughout the weekend. So what's possible for you today, Sahil? I'm imagining there's going to be a bit of a battle out there.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a battle there because Nayan's definitely been quick all season. All weekend. And there's of course Bala and Arya who've also picked up the pace with me. And it's looking pretty close for the first place finish. But hopefully we can be very consistent and
Okay, we've got to go because engines are starting. Just 3 minutes remaining. Your commentator is David Addison. So David, it's over to you.
And we're looking forward to a good race here, Louise, because we've got the cars lined up with the car of Sahil Shah, the reigning Formula 1300 champion, on pole position. And 27 with him at the front is Nayan Chatterjee, who has been the driver that won the first race, the second race being won earlier on in the day by Lee Deegan. And as the cars get ready for this 10-lap race, they will be released into battle. So away they blast. And as they jink their way down through turn one, Sahil Shah, Formula LGB 1300 champion last year, he's the man that's on pole position. But Nayan Chatterjee, who had a couple of wins in this series last year and also drove the season before that in the equivalent Southeast Asia Formula 4 Championship, he will line up with him at the front of the grid on the second row. You've got Bala Prasad, who was the driver that crawled all over the back of Lee Deegan to try and take a win earlier on in the afternoon, but couldn't quite do it. And then you've got Arya Singh lining up alongside. He won the Formula 1300 Student Cup as a 16-year-old last year and was 7th in the 2017-2018 MRF Challenge. Then you've got the car of Rupesh Sivakumar as the field wriggles its way around this 3.7 kilometre circuit. With him is number 7, that's Manav Sharma. The next row of the grid, Lee Deegan, Autograsser, BMW racer with great success, Civic Cup champion back in the UK. 33 is Sai Sanjay, who drove in the Formula 1300 LGV cars last year. Then you've got number 11 on the grid, that being Shahid Ali Mohsin, and alongside him comes former Bournemouth University photography student Siddharth Medhirata, and it is Mihir Bava, all being well, who should be at the back of the grid. Mihir Bava, who was on pole for the earlier race but had all sorts of dramas, and the ex-Formula 1300 driver, Volkswagen Motorsports marketing manager, will complete the grid in the red and white cars that goes through the shot. So can Sahil Shah be our third different winner of the weekend in these cars? Let's find out. We are set to go racing. And as soon as the last car is in place, that is Mihir Bava, then we'll get the signal that everything can blast away. Still the full 10 laps despite the delays. Temperatures pleasantly for the teams now starting to drop a little in the afternoon, late afternoon sunshine. And everybody is good to go. The grid is complete as I gave it to you. So with Mihir Bava at the back and Sahil Shah at the front, we are ready to go racing then as the cars get set. The lights go red. 5 of them will go on. When they all go out, we will blast away now, and Shah bogs down and gets lots of wheel spin, tries to come across on Nayan Chatterjee and he can't do it. So Chatterjee will lead down towards turn 1 with now Bala Prasad getting up on the inside line as well. To the outside line goes Shah to try and sweep round there and gain places, but he's down in third ahead of Sivakumar. Up towards turn 2 they come. Nayan Chatterjee it is that goes defensive, moves across the front, turns into turn 2 with Prasad in second place. Shah third, Sivakumar is fourth and way out into the weeds in the background. Who is that that's lost orientation altogether? That was number 25, Siddharth Medhirata, gets back on just ahead of Mihir Bava then as the cars go through the S's for the first time now. So the leader, Nayan Chatterjee, the way that he went in practice, in qualifying and in the first race suggests that he is going to be very hard to stop indeed here. And Bala Prasad in second place. Sahil Shah is third, having squandered really that opportunity from pole position. Next through there, look, is 48, that's Lee Deegan. And behind him, you've got Arya Singh, that is Rupesh Sivakumar's car off at turn 4. He's going to get back on as the leading gaggle turns through. So Sivakumar is off and back on again. Here are the leaders, and up front, looking good currently, is Nayan Chatterjee, chasing on behind him, Bala Prasad, and then next in the line is Sahil Shah. Now, can he do anything about recovering places? Lost time from earlier on. Let's find out in the remaining laps. Lee Deegan there going through in a good 4th place. Of course, he's never raced single-seaters up until this weekend, never been here, that's for certain, and has enjoyed himself, especially with that win earlier on in the day. Three for the lead into turn 12. 1 lap in the book at the end of this one, and it's going to be Nayan Chatterjee that leads across the timing line. From in 2nd place, Bala Prasad and Sahil Shah, the Formula 1300 champion last year, in 3rd place. And these three getting away from the rest of them as they dive down through turn 1 now. So through they turn out of the right-hander that brings them to turn 3. And you can now see that Chatterjee is just edging away a little more. Through they come into the turn 4 left-hander, and into the pit lane has come Rupesh Sivakumar after his spin, incidentally. So there is Chatterjee going strongly. And as he anchors the car in a moment for turn 7, behind him you've got there Prasad and Sahil Shah, who's looking a bit more toey in all of this. Now, how much of an effect does the dirty air have? Let's have a look in replay here at Sivakumar and Shah through. Down they come into turn number 8. And still they run nose to tail here, but Sahil Shah not only is very toey in his efforts to get past, but also these two are delaying one another now and falling back from the race-leading car of Nayan Chatterjee. Through the right-hander in a moment of turn 11, over the brow they will come. And as they do so, Chatterjee it is up front, but that gap, I think he's going to grow and grow, isn't it? Because there's nobody really now looking as though they're going to be able to go after him, especially if Prasad can keep Shah at bay. Over the timing line they come, and the lead advantage on lap 2's end is 1.1 seconds, 11 tenths it is. They're 2nd and 3rd, Prasad just ahead of Sahil Shah. Did not see a yellow flag waving there as they came into the corner. Let's see if anyone has gone a missing. The leaders turn through. And Sahil Shah still in the wheel tracks of Bala Prasad. Out of turn 3 now, back onto the power. So through they turn, and accelerating on towards the left-hander at turn 4. This is where you can overtake, actually, if you're quite brave up the inside. There is room, and it is an overtaking opportunity, but Shah elects not to try there. Prasad was all the aggressor in the earlier race to try and get past Deegan. Now he is all the defender, boot on the other foot as he tries to keep Shah behind him. The other one we've lost is Mihir Bava, so that's the car I thought might have caused what I thought was a yellow flag at turn 1. There is Sivakumar back in the race, but Mihir Bava has gone AWOL, and that looks like it could be down at the first corner. Chatterjee's advantage has not actually extended on this lap as much as you might have anticipated. So the cars come through together. Now there Sivakumar lifts and gets out of the way. Bala Prasad is a little bit nearer to the race leader. He's taken a 10th out in the first sector. Let's just see whether he's any closer in the middle sector. Yeah, he is by 3 tenths, intriguingly. So is that because the speed is not there in Chatterjee's car, or is it because he's getting the hurry up now with having the green car of Shah right up behind him? Down through the right at turn 12 come the leaders over the timing line, and with 3 laps in the book, Chatterjee it is that leads the way. There is Shah going through, bit of a twitch as he turns in on this bumpy circuit. The car loses balance ever so slightly. He's new to racing with aero, and he has to drive the car, he was admitting yesterday, in a different way from how you would drive the non-aero 1300 LGB cars that we saw a little earlier on in the afternoon. Sivakumar back into the pit lane, so all is not well. He had that spin, remember, early on in the race, but the problems persist for him. Into the left-hander at turn 4, there goes Bala Prasad, but Sahil Shah chases on behind him. Shah, the reigning Formula LGB 1300 champion, comes now up through the fast right-hander out of turn 6. And that left-hander at 7, almost the undoing of Shah that time, because he runs a little bit wide, mows the lawn as he does so, and now hard on the brakes at turn 8. He's right on the back of number 2 Bala Prasad. So as the race leaders And Shah goes off the road completely at turn 9. Come down towards the end of this 4th lap. Now Bala Prasad given a free ride for a couple of corners because that little bit of rallycross from Sohail Shah costs him 2 or 3 lengths. It means that Prasad pulls clear a little bit. Through they turn. The race leader is over the timing line once again, looking good. So Nayan Chatterjee has done the fastest lap of the race. He's looking for a second victory of the weekend. Second is Bala Prasad and third is Sohail Shah. Now, what again, Shah ragged at turn 1. I was about to say, what can he do about catching the race leaders? And the answer, if he does things like that, is going to be very little indeed. Another error, runs out wide, bounces over the curb. And not only does that not do anything in terms of helping him stay on the tail of the cars ahead, it also, of course, doesn't do much for his tyres. It makes them even dirtier, and he will then have to spend a bit of time cleaning them. Through they go, out of turn 4, into the right-hander now that will bring them on towards the looping turn 6. And Sai Sanjay, number 33, who was in the wars in the earlier race today, makes a move up on the inside to try and find a way past the car of Shahin Ali Mohsin. Now, Mohsin, in fairness to him, has got better as the weekend has gone on. He had a spin early days in practice on Friday, but has got better and better and better as the weekend has unwound. So through he turns, keeping number 33, Sai Sanjay, at bay. There's number 7, that being Manav Sharma. So Sharma currently running down in 6th spot, and Lee Deegan ahead, looking for a way to get past Arya Singh. So these two, Singh new to the cars for this season, Lee new to single-seater racing, the country, the cars, everything for this weekend, but he's had a win, impressively, heads up towards the line now. Leader goes through. So Nayan Chatterjee, it is up front, his fastest lap of the race remains. And Lee Deegan, the Brit, good racing stock because his dad used to compete. Brother Shane, Mini-Melia champion, Clio Cup racer of seasons past. And Lee 5th going over the line. Now he is 0.6 of a second back from Arya Singh and has a chance of getting another place before the end. Here is number 11, that being Shahin Ali Mohsin, who in turn is keeping at bay there. Look, number 33 of Sai Sanjay. A wheel hooked over the dirt. Singh and Deegan on lap 6 go through. So as the leaders break for turn 6, this battle is on at turn 4, and the red and white car of Arya Singh keeping Lee Deegan at bay. Because here Lee had a bit of a spin early on in the weekend. He's still struggling, he reckons, with oversteer, but the team hopefully would have been able to dial that out during the course of the break between races today. There is Sai Sanjay, who's now ahead of Shahin Ali Mohsin, so we've had a change for 7th place, and going well, getting stronger all the time. Number 33, Sai Sanjay. Down to the braking zone they turn, and once again number 33, which is the blue and black car of Sai Sanjay, hangs on to that place. Sai Sanjay, who's another graduate from the Formula LGB 1300 scene. The race leaders incidentally go through. Chatterjee to Prasad now is 2.8 seconds, but Sohail Shah is about 2.8 back as well. He's falling away quite markedly now in 3rd place, perhaps having abused his tyres a bit too much. 4th remains Singh and 5th is Deegan, but then for 6th spot coming through is Manav Sharma, and we will have the battle on 7th between here Sai Sanjay and then behind him Shahin Ali Mohsin as they go by. So we've done 6 laps. Drivers turn up towards the right-hander now of turn 2. These Formula 4 style cars in a championship, again, which outside of India gets precious little acceptance. It's evolved, as has also the 2-litre category, but here, for drivers that want experience of Formula 4 cars, here's another option, and again, it's another way of going racing in selected rounds in the winter, but the MRF categories perhaps still need a big shout out in European racing. But the more and more people that come and see them, the more the word starts to spread. But as an F4 option, here's another one. So 27, Nayan Chatterjee, who's raced in the Southeast Asia Championship for comparable cars, comes now down through turn 10. He's on his 7th lap, and he's looking good for another victory of the weekend here. So through they turn. There is Bala Prasad, who I thought for a moment was hesitating a little bit. The car just seemed to be a bit slower than I was expecting it to be, coming over the brow. Chatterjee goes through again with another fastest lap of the race to his credit, 1:38.3. There he is on his own. Prasad looks okay in 2nd place. Lap time decent enough, sector times decent enough. And Sohail Shah there going through in 3rd place. Off goes Shah, big lose at turn 1. Saves it just about at turn 2, but any hope he had of getting up on pace ahead of Prasad has now gone, and another few corners will be spent cleaning that set of MRF tyres. MRF will make tyres for the road and for off-road, and there's very much an off-road set. And Sohail Shah way wide, launched over the curb, all locked up, all crossed up. The aero, which in theory sticks you to the ground, caught him out there. Also gives you more speed, of course, because you're stuck to the ground. But with the radiators absolutely full now of the very dry grass, Sohail Shah's car might get a bit hot under the collar. He's on lap 8, but I think he might have to settle for 3rd place now. Nayan Chatterjee it is that leads the pack, turning up towards the end of this 3rd round of the 2019 MRF 1600 Challenge. All part of the Indian National Car Racing Championships for 2019. So kicking off very early this season. Quite often they're non-championship races here, or the MRF 1600s, like the 2-litre cars straddling 2 seasons, but not for this season. Bala Prasad comes into turn 11 now, running in 2nd place. Looking strong, but not as strong as Nayan Chatterjee looks, who comes now down towards the completion of lap 8. 2 to go for him. Over the timing line he goes, 8 laps in the book. As the race leaders now make the sprint into turn 2, Nayan Chatterjee, using his experience of having raced in this country, being a race winner in the championship last year, having experience of this type of single-seater elsewhere, putting it all to good use. Bala Prasad out of turn 3. This is the man in 2nd place, doing the chasing. For 3rd, it is Sohail Shah. But Shah now, having dropped a long way back, he lost something like 6 seconds with that moment. It could have been a whole lot worse, I'll grant you, but he certainly lost ground. Nayan Chatterjee then, with another lap to run at the end of this, comes up to turn 6. Very different feel in this race than we had this morning, because that was the semi-reverse grid race, so you had people trying to work their way through from lower grid positions. Whereas here, on lap times, Nayan Chatterjee getting away from 2nd on the grid, Sohail Shah, the poleman, squandering that start and was on the back foot really all the way after that. So we await the race leader coming down towards the completion of the lap, and soon to start lap number 10. Nayan Chatterjee opening his account in fine style here with 2 race wins this weekend. Comes down towards turn 12, turns through that right-hander, and now powers on up towards the timing line. 1 more lap to run. There's the last lap board for him. That wasn't as quick a lap, but it was still quick enough to keep him ahead of Bala Prasad to the tune of 4.8 seconds. Now there is Shah, who not only has dropped a long way back, but he's coming under attack from Arya Singh. So Singh now doing his level best to get onto terms and perhaps get onto the podium even. They go nose to tail up towards turn 2. And has Shah's car developed a problem? It wouldn't be a surprise, would it, given the abuse it's had in this race by being thrown around. But now certainly he's under attack. Arya Singh's car then a long way adrift early on, but he's certainly forced into contention with Sohail Shah having been off the road and back on again. Ignore that graphic just for the moment, because Arya Singh's transponder has stopped working, so he's actually on the lead lap and he's on the tail of Sohail Shah, so he's running in 4th place in the red and white car. Timing screen, I think he's trying to update itself and put him back to where he needs to be. So there is Shah, and Singh is right behind him. We're on the last lap of the race though now, as they come down towards the turn 8 right-hander. So it's going to be a win for Nayan Chatterjee, but Shah for 3rd, or Singh for third. We'll have to wait and see. Up towards the timing line they come. The flag is at the ready, and so it's going to be a race win for Nayan Chatterjee, who comes across the timing line now to win 2 out of 3 this weekend in the MRF Challenge 1600 category. In second place, it is going to be Bala Prasaf. So confirmation of the top 3. Nayan Chatterjee, the winner, from Bala Prasaf, and Sohail Shah in third. Fourth, Lee Deegan, and fifth was Manav Sharma, ready to hop out of the car. A happy Nayan Chatterjee then. Let's go to the winners area and join Louise.
Another race, another win, Nayan. That was another dominant performance.
Well, thank you. The weekend was brilliant for me. Qualified pole, had the fastest time in practice. Definitely would have been much better if I had a podium in the second race, but nothing less. I mean, I'm happy with what I've gotten.
Well done, thank you. And I'll make my way to Bala, who made it to second. That was a good fight there.
Actually, no fight.
No fight, okay, but a good run from you.
Yeah, I tried my level best. He was so consistent. That's all. That's it. Next race.
That was a difficult race for you. There's quite a few moments where you were off.
Yeah, it was off. The rears were dead, so like there was very little grip on the rear tires, so it was oversteering everywhere. So I went wide on C1, and then the engine had overheating issues, so I had to slow down. But then luckily there was a big gap to the car in fourth, so managed to cool down the engine enough on the slow laps to have the pace for the last lap.
Okay, thanks very much. David, back to you.
Louise, thanks. So a good effort by all of those drivers within the top 3, and they will in a few moments make their way towards the podium. In third place, Sohail Shah, after a fair amount of rallycross in that race. In second position, it will be Bala Prasaf. And then for the top step of the podium, Nayan Chatterjee once again. So trophies presented. Third, Sohail Shah, bouncing it across the dirt in that earlier race. It was a very spectacular drive. Second placed, Bala Prasaf, and double winner this weekend, Nayan Chatterjee there on the top step of the podium. And then we'll have a quick look at some of the best bits of that race for the 1600s. A slow start by the poleman. Sohail Shah squandered some of the effort made to get onto pole position, and it also gave Nayan Chatterjee the chance to challenge up on the inside line. So Chatterjee it was who was ahead, and he was never headed as off the road went Siddharth Medhirata. He bounced his way back onto the road. Leaders came over the timing line, and as they did so, Chatterjee started to build that lead. Sohail Shah tried his all to get onto terms with Bala Prasaf, but on more than one occasion he went rallycrossing. This was turn 9. He had a big moment at turn 1. And unfazed by any of it, of course, Chatterjee continued to pull away up front. This was the big turn 1 moment that Shah had, and with the radiators absolutely full of the grass, the car started to overheat and he had to back off. But Chatterjee came through victorious. The checkered flag waved. A second win out of the 3 races here this weekend. Second place gave away Bala Prasaf, and just hanging on to third was Sohail Shah. But Nayan Chatterjee has been the man of the weekend in the 1600s. 2 wins out of the 3 races. So Nayan Chatterjee it is who opens his 2019 account in fine style, a double winner here in the MRF 1600s.